if your child or kid is a life path number 2, your child represents the moon. So your child is the moon child, because that's the number 2 represents. And so we speak of your child. Your child needs to feel as they belong in this world or with a group or with people and places. Things is all about connecting with your child, connecting with people, unity, unifying. So we talking about the number 2. Your child, their purpose is to develop this sense of harmony, balance, cooperation, and service to their environment and group and people, and giving and also receiving. And unconditional love is part of your child, the moon child. And so as a peacemaker, this is what your child should develop, being a peacemaker. They'll be good at that because your child is highly intelligent, and you will see that over time as your child grow. So your child also, it's a very sensitive energy, will could pick up vibes. You know what I mean? Could pick up energy. Your child might dream a lot. You know what I mean? And by being a moon, if your child cry, then you know this is why your child cry a lot. If your child do cry a lot, this is why. You know what I'm saying? Because it deals with emotions. Number 2 deals with emotions. So that being said, so the challenges with your kid is belonging and fitting in a group or environment. So this is what your child need, that support and need that approval. You know what I mean? And your child is here to be a peacemaker and serve the world in a loving and supportive way. So as your child grow, your child will develop all of this as a life path number 2. And so the challenges with your child is walking around like a emotional sponge, because your child absorbs everyone's emotions. So once they learn how to use their emotional aspects of the emotional wound from being so emotional, or sensitive, once they learn how to use their emotions, to be constructive, they could be a good person who can read people sooner or later in life and read certain energy, because your child can feel it. Your child deal with feelings. And your child will have healthy emotions. And you know what? Your child is definitely gifted. And that's a great thing, because your child is gifted with psychic ability. And later on in life, you will see them being intuitive. So with this being said, your child like to go to school, and they want everyone to compliment them. They want to be able to fit in. But sometimes your child need that rest when your child come from school, because your child could be completely emotional drained, because your child carry everybody's energy. You know what I mean? So your child definitely need a way to get out this energy. Since your child is the moon child, your child is creative. Your child has a lot of energy, and soul energy, and sensitive, so your child can visualize and know, how to create art, create music, or whatever. So, giving your child a task of artwork, or putting them in like an art program, or doing something, like that will help. And since your child the moon deal with water, so, your child might like the beach, your child might like being out in nature. So, and your child loves and sometimes feels they need constant validation from everyone around them. You know what I mean? And this can hurt their true identity of who they are. And so it's for you to educate your child on that they don't need validation from no one, because it's part of the number 2 vibration. So if you see them hurt or crying, this is why. Because they want to be accepted. They need validation. They want to feel like they're really living. And so they tend to get hurt deeply. You know what I mean? And they can be very aggressive because of this, especially if they feel like people are against them or they don't fit in. They can be snappish because they're very emotional. So when they're emotional damage, all this can happen. So as your child can be a doormat, it's for you to teach them to stand up for themselves, and teach them and show them, and they must learn to stand up for themselves. Encourage your child not to please everyone, because your child try to please everyone, because your child love the peace, your child love harmony, your child your child love to see everyone together and bonding. And so your child could be a pleaser, you know what I'm saying, pleasing people. And so it's for you to teach your child to say no. It's good to say no and teach them that they don't have to please everyone. So getting your child in any group activities, this will help them. They love being a part of a group. Any type of group. It could be a chess group. It could be a soccer team. It could be any type of group. But most likely, they probably won't be too much into soccer. So it could be an art group. It could be even music. Any type of group. You know what I mean? And especially this group got to be like people who are calm, like, you know what I mean? Because if they're not calm, your child won't fit in, and you'll wonder why. And the reason why, because they love peace and harmony. This their number. But on the other side, they can be very aggressive, passive aggressive. They can snap, and they can hurt you. So with this being said, because they're emotional. So this being said, now you know about your child. You know your child is highly intuitive, intelligence. Your child is kind, caring, a nurturer who care for you. You got a good child. Your child will develop this as they grow. Your child got a peaceful, calm nature. It is basically it. Because I can't bring you this light. You get no realer than this. I'll show you.